Boxing Opinions 100. We got a good one coming up. We got Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. They had their first press conference face to face. Both men wore suits. I thought that was very classy. That shows what type of guys these two guys are. Both of these are two class act fighters. Manny Pacquiao's 42 years old. That makes him the oldest welterweight champion in the history of the sport. And it has been 13 years since Manny Pacquiao has faced a southpaw. Will that be a problem? Let me know if you think that'll be a problem. Errol Spence gave Manny Pacquiao his just dues by saying that he believes Manny Pacquiao was able to still be around due to how he lives his life outside of the ring, not doing any damage to his body, not putting any chemicals or substances in his body. So I thought that was very admirable. And Manny was asked, what does he plan to do about Errol Spence's body shots, since he's known for landing several body shots. When both guys were asked about their kind of strategy for the fight, they both said, well, you can't give your strategy away. You can't tell a guy right in front of him like what I'm gonna do to you, so he'll be expecting that. That makes this even a more higher level fight. But one thing Errol Spence did say, they asked Errol Spence, do he think he's able to stop Manny Pacquiao? He didn't say yes, like definitely, because he knows who he's facing. He's facing, one of the GOATs, Manny Pacquiao, one of the best ever in the ring. So Errol Spence just said that he has the ability to stop Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao has fought more champions than Errol Spence has fights. So that was very interesting to me. And they said that Floyd Mayweather, out of the two boxers, has chose Errol Spence to be victorious in this fight. So he said he's going with his people. So then Earl was asked, has Floyd Mayweather reached out to him about this upcoming fight? And he says not yet, but Errol Spence went on to say that he had talked to Mayweather on several occasions and in certain fights. He said he calls him and I guess kind of gives him his strategy. And Pacquiao turned around and said that Errol Spence don't need no advice. He said, he's a good fighter and he believes that he's better than Mayweather. And I noticed that Pacquiao named some fighters that he had fought that, he thought that were great fighters, like Cotto and, several fights. But I noticed he didn't name Mayweather, so I kind of sensed they still got a little something going on right there. And Errol Spence said, you can't pay attention to Manny Pacquiao giving you compliments. He said he'll lure you to sleep with that stuff. Manny Pacquiao will have you believing that, almost that you're better than him. But he said Manny Pacquiao will lure you to sleep with kindness, and then the night of the fight, when the bell rings, be all over you. So I thought that was good that Spence is awake and awoke and paying attention to who he's going to be facing, and it seems that both guys know that who they both are facing. Like when I say both guys, I mean them facing one another. Errol Spence knows who Pacquiao is, and Pacquiao knows who Errol Spence is. So this is one of the most respectful press conference. Like I said, both guys came out in suits, and they was very respectful, and that was very good. And Pacquiao came out and said that he's glad that he had a 2-year layoff, that it was good for his body. I guess he at his age. Yeah, and he was asked, can he train? Manny Pacquiao was asked, when he trains, can he still train the same as when he was younger? And he said, he was asked, what is the difference? He said when he was younger, he was able to push himself, real hard, and come back the next day and still do the same thing. He says now his body reacts different. I think he was talking about like being sore and that type of thing, like the next day. He kind of described like he has to let his body rest now when he trains real hard. And Errol Spence said he had no trouble training in that form. So but since he's the younger fighter, it seems that Errol Spence's answer is what Pacquiao was explaining. Like he was talking about how you were younger. But I think this is going to be a real good fight. Let me know your thoughts on what you think about the outcome of this fight will be. Do you think Father Time will eventually catch up with Manny Pacquiao, or will Pacquiao be able to be victorious once again? We can't underestimate Pacquiao. Or will Errol Spence, is he going to still some like a little cloud in the air about everyone wants to really see, is Errol Spence still there after the car accident? But he seems, just talking from his last interview with the fight with Danny Garcia, he seems much better to me, like by sight. Like I'm looking at him and hearing him talk, he seems more there, I should say. He had me kind of worried when he picked Danny Garcia as his first fight back, because Danny Garcia is not to be taken lightly. But let me know your thoughts on Spence, Pacquiao. Who do you pick, and what are your predictions and all that? This is Boxing Opinions 100, and have a nice day.